Hello guys, it's Brittany Lake. I'm in my car today. It's kind of hot though. But my baby is kind of loud at home and I needed a break so bad. So I went to Mavrik and got myself this ginormous thing of Diet Pepsi. And it's a Pepsi Lime. I have discovered the perfect ratio of lime in your Diet Pepsi needs to be like 20 seconds with your finger on the lime button. Is that weird or what? Okay, it's been a little silly day here, but I definitely wanted to jump on today. So I thought I would just do that while in my car. Hey, say hi if you're jumping on. Let me know if my AC is a little too loud for this live video. I don't know if I can do this live video without some AC in this car. It's hot. I'm taking a mommy break today, and I've got my Diet Pepsi Lime here from Mavrik. It's my favorite because you can get it with the little nugget ice instead of those big chunks, and it's the perfect mom treat when you're at your wit's end and you just need something that's not going to set you off track, right? So say hi if you're joining in and tell me where you're from. But today's topic is actually kind of a serious one. I know I'm being silly right now. But I wanted to talk to you about wanting to lose weight and choosing to be naturally thin. There are actually two totally different things, and it's very easy to confuse the two. And there are certain signs you might not even know that you're simply wanting it versus choosing it. And so I encourage you to ponder that while I'm speaking today and throughout the rest of the day, because we all wish to be naturally thin. We all want that, but are we really choosing that reality for ourselves? Totally different thing. And comment below if you feel like you might be one or the other. Because there are certain steps a person who chooses to be naturally thin will do, and there are certain steps a person who simply wishes and wants to that will do. Totally different behavior patterns. For example, most of my life, there were times where I wanted and I was choosing, but I didn't have the right steps. So that's an issue too. But since you're in this group and I'm only going live in the intuitive weight loss group, I'm going to assume that you are ditching the diets correctly and you are eating intuitively for weight loss, and you're doing it the right way. If you need more information on that, stay tuned to the end of this video, and I'm going to give you an amazing bonus for those watching at the end. So stay tuned for that. But I'm speaking to those who are doing this correctly. Now, if you're simply wanting and wishing to lose weight and be naturally thin, this is what your usual behaviors will look like. You will pine for it, you'll want it, wish for it, long for it, but you don't have a whole lot of consistent action, and your desire is a little tricky between wishing and actually putting the determination behind your action steps. And your follow through is really, really weak. You want to, but you're only giving it 50% of your dedication and time and consistency. You're only eating within the boundaries of hunger and fullness 50 to 60%, which can be confusing because you can think that you're on track to lose weight, but someone who simply wishes to lose weight is only going to give that amount of effort, 50%. And so that can be really confusing. And what happens when someone is simply wishing or wanting to lose weight, they get burnt out really fast, right? Because they spend so much energy around wishing and wanting for it. You guys, I can't see your comments, so if you are commenting, I apologize. I don't know why. Sometimes it'll show up, sometimes it won't. So if you're simply wanting it, you're going to get burnt out really fast. But someone who chooses to be naturally thin, they claim that identity as their own already, and their head is in the game. They've got a mental focus to their day, and it's not a mental focus that gets burnt out. It's a simple commitment and a drive that is consistent, and it doesn't end. It doesn't end. It's steady. It's not a wild emotion that pumps them up, makes them all hyped up on this goal. It's a simple decision. I am choosing my new reality of being naturally thin, and I'm going to do what it takes day in and day out, no matter what comes my way, because that's the reality I choose. It's a steady sort of energy. Wanting to, wishing to, it's super exciting, right? But you get burnt out really fast and then you quit. And quitting is the only way that you lose with intuitive eating. Quitting, simply deciding not to eat within the boundaries of hunger and fullness 100% every day, right? But if you just stay steady and you instead switch that wanting to from choosing to be naturally thin, you're going to make it all the way to your goal. So let's talk about what choosing to be naturally thin looks like versus wanting to be naturally thin. Totally different energies. And you've got to get this right if you want to make it all the way there. Let me get another sip from my giant Diet Pepsi Lime today. That is so good. Love it. Where's your favorite place to get your Diet Pepsis? I want to know. Okay, so let's talk about choosing to be naturally thin. Totally different. Choosing to be naturally thin means that you're done tolerating your current situation. That does not mean that you hate yourself so much that you're going to change. That's not where it comes from. You might feel disappointed at how bad the situation has gotten, but it doesn't need to come from a place of self-hatred. That's not it at all. What it needs to come from is a place of empowerment and saying that now is my time. I know that I'm letting life go by and not living life to the fullest. I'm not truly thriving because this weight is holding me back in a lot of ways, and I want to thrive. Choosing to be naturally thin means you have made the decision to no longer tolerate your current situation, and that day in and day out you're going to choose differently from here on out, because you're going to claim the reality of someone who is naturally thin and eating like a naturally thin eater. You know, sometimes many of us, we don't choose to be naturally thin until something bad happens, until we've reached rock bottom. And for me, I kind of hit rock bottom after my baby was born, and I got pregnant at my heaviest weight, and I knew it was going to be a struggle. I knew that the path I was headed on was going to be being obese the rest of my life, child after child, and only getting bigger to a heavier weight range the rest of my life. And I decided, I was 29, I was going to turn 30. I'd wasted my teenage years in my 20s. I'm going to get emotional, you guys, because I've wasted a lot. Because I was simply wishing or wanting to be thin, but I wasn't choosing it. Now, I can't beat myself up because I didn't have the right tools before eating intuitively. So it was a disaster trying it with diets anyway. So I forgive myself for wasting all that time because I really didn't have the knowledge, right? But, oh gosh, I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah, before I was simply wishing and wanting it. And so I had to hit that rock bottom to start really looking for the answer. So don't wait till you hit a rock bottom. Don't wait until you get some sort of disease or hormonal issues that are out of control or health issues because of your weight to make a change. Decide today from a place of love and empowerment, not self-hatred, and not because you're waiting till you hit rock bottom before you make a change. You can make a change now. You can do that now without having to do what I had to do. Coming to terms with the fact that I've wasted my teenage and my 20s and hitting rock bottom after my first baby. I had postpartum depression and anxiety. I was struggling, y'all. It was hard. But hitting that rock bottom, that's, I guess, what I needed for me. Hopefully you don't have to hit rock bottom like I did. But that's what I needed. I needed to decide at that rock bottom that I was no longer going to tolerate this as my life. That I could have a life that is better than this. And as I thought that, I felt something in my heart stir. And I knew that there was more for me. Just like your heart is probably stirring right now, there is more for you. You were not meant to live life being fat bound the way I was too. You know, you deserve more than that. You deserve to thrive. And that doesn't start from a place of self-hatred. That comes from a place of simply choosing that I'm no longer going to tolerate this in my life, that I'm going to choose to be naturally thin and do what it takes day in, day out, no matter how long it takes, to make it there. And I'm going to do this the right way, by eating intuitively, the way my body was designed. And I'm going to do it by overcoming my food addiction and my compulsive eating and my emotional eating, because that's what's stopping me from eating within the boundaries. And when I eat within the boundaries of hunger and fullness, my body will get to its natural happy weight within a normal BMI range. And that's the goal, to be naturally thin. So stop waiting for rock bottom. Don't just simply wish and want. You'll get burnt out really, really fast on that. Commit today. Claim that reality as yours, that this is my life. I will take it in my own hands. I will be the leading lady of my life and not play the second leading role in my life, or the backhand stage, role. I'm going to be the leading lady from now on and choose my own destiny and reality. And that starts with getting rid of my issues with food and learning how to eat like a naturally thin person, the way my body was designed. And that's from a place of empowerment. So I really hope that you see the difference there. Does that make sense? I kind of thought of this today. Wanting versus choosing to be naturally thin. Totally different. Let me know in the comments if you got something out of that. But here's the bonus that I wanted to leave with you guys today. I was thinking about it today. My next 10-week program, I don't even have a date set for that, but I'm thinking the end of July and August. So with that in mind, I wanted to leave a bonus for those who want to start now and not wait until my next round to start. If you feel empowered today and you're ready to choose to be naturally thin, learn how to do this correctly and overcome your issues with food, get on my Intuitive Weight Loss online self-study course. Here's why. You can purchase it today, and if you want to upgrade to the 10-week program at a later date, you can discount the price you paid today from upgrading to the 10-week program later, which is a really cool bonus. But that's not even the bonus. For those that are really committed to stop just wishing to lose weight and choosing their reality as being naturally thin, I'm going to help you with this. There's some mindset work we got to do here, and I've decided today for the first 10 people who choose to purchase the online course, the first 10 people, I'm going to include a one-on-one free energy clearing and coaching call with me to really help you kickstart this correctly. Because the online self-study course doesn't include any appointments with me. But for those, the first 10 people that do that purchase this and choose to be naturally thin today or however long until the first 10 people are done, they will get that free one-on-one coaching call and energy healing session with me to help kickstart that. I don't take one-on-one appointments anymore. I don't have time or room in my schedule with the 10-week program, and that's why the only way to work with me one-on-one is in my 10-week program. But right now, if you want to